If you're one of the more than 113 million people that own a PS4, today is not a day that'll go down in your happy book. If you've pre-ordered a PS5, you can probably add yourself to that list too. I'm talking about PlayStation Update 8.0, which Sony has launched globally, and boy oh boy is it causing problems. The update makes a few changes which, for the most part, are connected with the upcoming November release of the PS5. The only thing in the update not really connected is the addition of a handful of new avatars and changes to the trophy system, where you'll now get an overall trophy level ranking based on how many trophies you've earned overall, which people seem to like. And which might be the only things about this update people like. Before I get to what's not to like, I feel it's important, I should say, you may want to skip this update if you can. Tons of PS4 users are claiming their friends list won't load anymore, some say their games won't load anymore, and others are saying the update completely broke their PS4, which won't turn on anymore. And some PS4s are now stuck in safe mode. So yeah, some pretty horrendous stories are coming out after this update today. And that's not all either. There's been a lot of reports that games are now crashing frequently, and arguably just as bad, if not worse than that, controllers won't connect or are dropping in and out of connectivity even when wired, meaning games just can't really be played properly. Some people are experiencing a slow UI, and a high number are reporting lots of lag spikes too. Basically, whether you have a PS4 or PS4 Pro, this seems to be the update from hell. So yeah, if you can hold off on updating, you probably should. It's also pretty much the update from hell even if you don't get any bugs though. The first thing it has done is it has removed the ability to create events. You can no longer access any existing events that other users have created either. Creating private communities using the community app is also gone, though apparently you can continue to access existing private communities, so that's something at least. But the community party chat feature no longer works, so if you like using communities to find party chats and groups, your reason for accessing private communities isn't really there anymore. And neither is the play together feature to send game invites to party chat members, as is the functionality to use party chat to join game sessions. They're all gone. If you're wondering how the hell any of those changes make any sense at all, Sony says the goal of the update was to link party and messages together so that both apps would use the same groups of players for party chats and for sending messages. But party chats, and by that I mean voice chats, and message groups being all tied up together is not a good thing, especially the way it now works. If you invite a player to a party chat, that player also gets automatically added to the associated message group, whether you want them there or not. They'll instantly be able to see every harsh word you said about them while your group was debating whether or not to add them to your party chat, as well as every other message your group has sent before that as well. So the privacy of your message group is pretty much now out the window. If you're thinking you'll just kick whoever you add when you're ready to, it also isn't that simple either. The only person that can set a party to private or kick other users is the person who started the message group that it's associated to in the first place. If you're the person who started the party chat, but you're not the same person who started the message group, well, bad luck. You cannot do the moderation. You'll have to wait until the message group owner decides to show up, which, as we all know, with older and larger message groups, may never happen. If that wasn't enough, the player in your party chat that you're now stuck with can invite anyone they want to, and they can do that as much as they want to, because under the new system, any member can invite anyone else. So if you invite someone to your party chat, you better be sure you really want them in your group. To put all this as simple as I can, parties are now started by default from your message groups and only by inviting players into that group. And you have no choice over that. You can't make a public party for other people to join publicly. They must be privately invited. After that, they too can invite others, and the person who started the message group is the only person that can then moderate that. I'll just mute them then, I hear you say. In the past you could do that, but not with update 8.0. Now, any muting only happens on your side, meaning if you mute player X can still hear you. And they can still comment on what you're saying in the message group. Yep, it'll be you that ends up having to leave if the message group creator doesn't show up anytime soon. And it's not just the party system that's taken a step backwards here. They've done a similar thing with parental controls. The communicating with other players and viewing content created by other players, those settings have now been rolled into one communication and user-generated content setting. Under this setting, kids can now send requests to their parents asking for them to unlock communication on a game-by-game basis. The parents will get the request by email, which I'm sure they'll love. But here's the thing. It seems any game that can have user-generated content must have communication enabled. If you can video it, screenshot it, or in the future, according to one of Sony's patents, do a thing called screen tagging, you should look that up, then it qualifies which as user-generated content, which at some point will surely be every game in your library. A good example is Fortnite. That's a game considered to have user-generated content. So what this means right now is any kid playing Fortnite today must have communication enabled, whereas in the past a kid could play Fortnite without that. Now kids can't play Fortnite without it opening up communication, so parents, get ready for those emails to start flooding in. And if little Johnny's mum says okay to that email, well now little Johnny's going to get recorded just like everyone else, because any use of voice chat on PlayStation means you have to agree to be recorded at all times. That's a whole giant can of privacy worms there. So sure, this is an unsurprising invasion of privacy, at least it is to me. Though the only thing truly new about this that surprises me is how upfront Sony are being about it. They actually give you a pop-up screen that informs you it's happening, which is a little bit different to every other company on the planet right now that basically doesn't do that. So why are they going to always record you anyway? Apparently, it's for the safety of the community. Recording everything you say gives Sony the ability to review everything you've said that might go against the grain of their community code of conduct. If you haven't read the community code of conduct, you really should, because some of what it contains might make you think twice about saying certain things next time you're in a party chat. Or maybe think twice about what you say next time you're not even in a party chat, at least when Sony get around to implementing their gaming assistant version of Siri or Alexa. If you haven't heard about that, basically they have plans to have a gaming assistant listening to you at all times, just waiting for the right moment to help you solve an in-game problem such as a puzzle or something like that, or to help you make a decision to go and buy some shit. And I'd say don't expect not to be recorded then when the gaming assistant's listening to you. If you're at all alarmed by any of that, don't worry. According to Sony, while making this video, they posted an update to their patch notes where they confirmed having your voice recorded will only happen when chatting with PS5 users after the PS5 launches. It doesn't explicitly say you're not getting recorded right now, just that you almost certainly will in a few weeks' time, if that makes you feel any better. But I'm getting off track. For now, the most pressing issue is the latest update. Everyone seems to hate it. There's a lot of calls for Sony to roll it back. Twitter and Reddit are flooded with them, but this change is to get ready for the rollout of the PS5. So if a rollback does occur, it's purely going to be for bug fixing, if that happens at all, which I completely doubt. This new party system is here to stay, and while we might want it to be less privacy invasive, the best we can hope for in the coming days are updates to make it more user-friendly, and crucially, to fix the bugs it has introduced. This isn't really a good look right now though, especially at a time when people are trying to decide between a PS5 and an Xbox Series X. But anyway, PlayStation have tweeted out that they're aware players are experiencing difficulties caused by the update and they are investigating. They've asked for patience. If you've installed this update, you can't roll back, so yeah, all you can do is be patient. But while you're being patient, feel free to like this video to show how much you don't like Update 8.0.